And good morning to my YouTubers and for the TikTokers that have found me on the YouTube. Again, if you don't know, I have been banned from live feeds on TikTok for the 18th time. I think it's probably a record. And yesterday was because I was insulting Craig Mack. Well, that was 2 days ago already. I was on TikTok talking about my record industry job that I had for a year and how we couldn't market Craig Mack because he was so damn ugly, but he had a really great song. And that's why Puffy and Biggie did well, because I guess, not that Biggie was the most handsome fella, but he was charismatic and not as ugly as Craig Mack. Anyway, as I'm talking about it, I get flagged for cyberbullying because I'm talking about somebody being ugly. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But I think going forward, somebody said if I see a warning, I shut it down and then reload. But I think if you do that, you kind of lose your audience. You know, the attention span is usually 9 seconds anyway. Imagine shutting down the feed and asking them to come back. Oh my God. But I've been trying so hard not to be banned, again, but I don't know. And then I appeal it. That's the part where I know it's not being run by humans. Because if a human being actually said, oh, he's just talking about Craig Mack. All right, he's not really cyberbullying anybody. All right, let's give him his live feedback. But the algos, these Chinese bot algorithms that run the website and the app, they don't have any human intuition. They're just Chinese bots using keywords and algos. So, and YouTube, as long as you're not naked or literally murdering somebody, YouTube doesn't care about anything apparently. Oh wait, or play music that's not licensed to you. Then that's it. Then that's what they. That's the only thing YouTube cares about. You can do it. You can do or say whatever you want, but if you play a song that you don't own, then you're banned. And you get flagged and warned and all kinds of shit. So what's up, y'all? I hope you guys had a great day with us yesterday. But today is a pretty phenomenal day. Not as visceral, and the instant gratification wasn't as amazing this morning, but you had to wait a whole 12 to 15 minutes to get involved in some of these amazing trades. It was a very limited amount. Yesterday we had the JP Morgan, the Bank of America, the Citibank. You had your QQQ. You had your IPOs that were still ripping. But the Citibank was probably the most epic trade of the year because it gave 2 trades on one day. The trade that never fails happened on both sides. If you guys remember, way back yesterday, first it was a fake amount, shake amount, VWAP break, 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, and we got paid on a long trade. Then the inverse. Here's your butt cheeks. There it is. There's the VWAP break. There's the test from underneath. There's the multi-day VWAP. You went from a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal to the upside to a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal to the downside, which was epic. And this also addresses somebody that sent me, or somebody that was saying something about, not negatively, because when I said I did a promotion and I said this trade provided 1,000, whatever the amount was at the time, 1,500 trades in a row of profitability opportunity. Well, that's kind of vague. No, it's actually exactly what it is. It provides you a winning trade opportunity. Imagine you bought Citibank at 138 and watched it go to 140, then 142.50, then 144, and then it plummets 10 points and you didn't take profit on it? Whose fault is that? That's your fault. The trade didn't fail. You failed, right? And that's why I say it provides a winning opportunity. You have an opportunity to make money every single time. If you don't take the money and you blow the opportunity, that's not my fault or the trade's fault. That's your fault. And that's why we're actively trading. And again, you don't have to do this for more than 4 hours a day, even though lately it's been pretty awesome all day. But the best trading, 8 in the morning, if you're going to trade pre-market, 8 to about 8, at 8 to 8:30, and you got the economic data. Usually it could ruin a trade for you. So if you're trading between 8, usually at 8:25, maybe you want to get out and then wait to re-enter possibly. And then you got the after economic data, 8:30 to about 9:25. And then why 9:25? Because a lot of times you want to be out of this trade before the open because you get this massive move that's very hard to predict what's going to happen. Plus, imagine the JP Morgan, right? You're shorting JP Morgan yesterday and you're loving it, and you decide to hold that short into the open. Ha! You get killed, right? We're doing the killing, right? So I was looking for JP Morgan as a buy. The numbers it was a blowout quarter. This was just manipulation, right? They try to entice people to sell by keeping it down on low volume. We know better than that. And again, you don't have to know better than that, right? My assumption was it was going to go up. Oh, then it broke VWAP. My assumption has been validated, and then it broke multi-day VWAP. I'm definitely right. And if you didn't buy the first move or the second move or the third move, I got involved at 335 because it was making a 1-minute multi-day VWAP break. Trade hasn't failed to produce a winning trade in 5 years. I don't feel like I'm chasing a $300 stock that I missed 2.5 points on. I'm thinking I'm going to make another 2.5 at least. So I bought 335, sold 337.50 in 2 seconds, and then 340, and have a nice day. I was done. I left some money on the table, but whatever. I got in late on that pullback right there under the 340. It got me out, and that was it. But that's a great trade. 335, woof, 337.50 in a minute and a half. I mean, seriously, that was awesome. 2.5 points in a minute. And I got paid the 340, right? Should have sold here. And I wound up getting stopped out at 340. Who cares? Done. And then the Citibank, which was the most epic moment, I think, in my life, because this was some crazy, crazy moment. We had made money on the long, and I was explaining how these trades provide winning setups, right? But the reason I say that, and again, now I'm just reiterating what I just said, the reason I say it, the skeptic and the cynic, which I appreciate, calls me out by saying, oh, you're not saying these trades work, you're saying it provides an opportunity. Yes. But I'm also saying they work. But I want to elaborate on that. So as I was explaining that, I was like, here, this is a situation where if you're in the Citibank, you have to sell whatever you got left now because it's breaking the VWAP after holding it and creating this upper reverse the reverse Kardashian. And then as I'm explaining it starts breaking VWAP. And I'm like, now you definitely have to sell, and a possible short is evolving. And I took it off the screen for 2 seconds. I came back. It was down 6 points. So did it provide a winning trade? Hell yeah. But then it provided a winning trade on the downside too. But if you're unbeknownst, no, that's not the word. If you're unaware of how to trade these setups, you actually might have been annihilated by this trade. Now, AEHR, we're still short because why? Because you got yourself the 1 minute, right? We came in looking to short AEHR. Why? Gapped up on earnings. I love this stock. I think it's going to 500. I don't give a shit about what I think. I want to know when I'm going to short it. Holds the VWAP, bounces, breaks it, missed it, rallies, and then it rolls, and then it breaks the low There's my short. Little bit late, but here's that post-it note that you have on the corner of your screen. I'd rather be late and right than early and wrong. Little late and right is much better than being early and wrong. And look how lovely this trade is right here. So we got the break, the 1 minute to the first day, right? So now we have a reason to stay short because we're going through the first day's VWAP. We're looking for this 2-day VWAP. And if it breaks there, we got 3 days VWAP right there. And then we got 4 days VWAP right there. And we got 5 days of VWAP right there. Do I know that's going to happen? Nope. But I know one thing's for sure. If it breaks back over this level right there, the trade's over. So that's where we're at. We're waiting to see what happens next. We don't know. We've already won on this trade. We've taken profit. And now we could sit here and say, all right, I'll sacrifice $200-300 on my last 120 shares to see if I can make another $1,000 or $700. Now, Morgan Stanley, it was a little bit more of a chop fest, right? But equally as awesome, especially this was the only pre-market trade that we had. Gaps up on earnings, sells off, rallies back, rolls. What's that? The rally and the roll, that's the finger of God. I'm a shorter, right? Getting in late, 228. Where's that 228? 228 breaks. Where's it go? It tests the low from the area where it came from. You cover some. Breaks down, multi-day VWAP. You're covering some more. And now you're right before the open. You're at 222.50. Done. Now you've made money on the Morgan Stanley short. And you could see clearly because this is now the same trade we did with JP Morgan. They walk it down. They drag it down. They drag it down. We're participating on the short, knowing that shorting is short-lived and we're going to die. We don't know it officially, but then woof, rips to the VWAP, right? You've already covered the short because you're not staying short into the open. So now it's breaking VWAP. Buy it. And you get paid 3 or 4 points on the way up. And if you missed the first up move, there's a fake out, shake out, VWAP break. That kept you in the trade. You had to get stopped out right here for, one would have been a profit, one would have been a loss. But then 2 minutes later, you're fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, got paid. Fake them out, shake them out, got paid. And this is the one that's still on for some of the traders. And now at 3:30, if you're following my rules, you got stopped out at 3:30. And now you got that last lot thinking, all right, if it breaks 228.41, I'm out. And if you are still short the Qs, listen, I am 100% bearish this market right now. 100%. 100% convinced we are going to go to 685 on the Qs. That does not mean it's an easy trade, right? But now that I'm 100% bearish, I'm only looking to short the Qs. That's my default right now. So I'm looking to short Qs and play earnings reversals. And that's where I'm at right now. And I'm sticking with it. And right now these trades are being confirmed, right? I don't, especially shorting the Qs. This is the worst trade you can do to your life. I've ruined my life shorting the Qs. But right now, in this moment, this is an exact replica of what the market did when I became super bearish at the beginning of the year. Double top, massive rally, sold off, came back, but never broke out, and then consolidated. And I just believed the consolidation was going to lead to a breakdown, and it did, which then led to the greatest bull market move in the history of the market. Nope, not an exaggeration. The biggest move in the history of the market. From the enormity of the percentage of move, it's a 35% move in about a month and a half, right? Never going to see that again. I say that. You probably will, actually. But now we're in that same exact area. We sold off. We've tried to rally back. Double top. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Look at this chart pattern. It's the same exact stock market we're in. We got the sell-off. Here it is. Lower highs, double top, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Double top, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So now I'm anticipating the next rug pull that we saw here and here and hopefully here. Hopefully for me, because I'm a bear and I love shorting stocks. So now I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm feeling. And then I still realize that shorting is short-lived and I'm an idiot. And anytime I'm making money shorting, I tighten my stops up and I make sure I don't get annihilated. And that's why it's difficult to be a shorter, because the market searches me out. It knows. All right, Kenny's short again. He thinks he's going to get away with this. Oh, where's he put a stop? Oh, I see him hiding over there, 17.50. Let's go to 17.55 and just get him out of his short, because that's what's going to happen. He knows I'm in. It wants me out. But one of these days, it's going to chop. We're going to be in. It's going to roll. It's going to chop. It's going to rip. It's going to roll. And we're still going to be in it. And then you look at your friend UVXY and you say to yourself, shut up with your dumb shorting idea, Kenny. We're never going down. And I mean it. Right? Even though this trade's working, obviously, UVXY is telling me that it's not going to last and that I'm done. If this market's ever going to go down, UVXY has to stop going down. The institutions are not even buying any type of protection. Nobody's afraid. This is just a drift that we're in. UVXY starts to trend up out of nowhere in the next couple of days, then you know something's different. And here's UVXY. Does that look like something that's trending up? It's going to zero. Like it always does. That's why we're still short. UVXY, thank you very much, $55, right? Short and calls on it. But when this trend breaks, then you know that the mild profit-taking malaise that we're in could get really intense, and that's what I'm waiting for. So if UVXY starts to rally in the next couple of days and the market's still in this undecided bearish-ish mode, they're going to hit the panic button. The floodgates will open, and we will get this next 35 points to the downside on the Qs. So saith the shepherd! You're supposed to say, so saith the flock after that. Come on, where are you guys? Porkies too? No? Nobody? So saith the shepherd! So saith the flock! Raise your hand if you've seen Porkies too. No? Nobody? It's an underrated movie. Still good. Porkies too? Nobody? One guy knows what I'm talking about. Come on, Kim Carnes was in it, right? Back in the day? Well, she was in Porky's 1. Not Kim Carnes. What was her name? Kim something or other. Young Kim something or other. She was the one from Married with Children. Not Married with Children. The Sex and the City. How do you short this big move? What are you talking about? The move that's about to come? Well, first step is you should be short right this second, right? Because the Qs are telling us we're in it. We're in it right now. But you can't stop buying 685. I was saying this before. As bearish as I am, Kim Cottrell, thank you. As bearish as I am in this moment, you still can't go out a week out and buy puts, because we got Netflix and Tesla coming out in the next 3 days, which can completely alter the market. And you could have 2 big up days. So if you buy puts 7 days out, you've lost already. I'd rather just wait for the move to happen and be in it that day, which is right now, I don't think this is going to evolve into a 30-point sell-off, but one of these days it's going to. And feels right this second, right? UVXY is 28 cents away from going green. This is how it happens right here. We're witnessing it. So that's why when people say, why do you short the market every day? First of all, I'm still an idiot. I do believe the market can go down once in a while. And it's not like I'm shorting it recklessly. There's a reason we're short the Qs right now. Very specifically because it broke down below 1750 again. It's a major, major number. 750 gets you 715. We've covered some, and now it's basically right smack dab in the middle is the stop. And just waiting to get stopped out. But the main driver of the market is broken now. The semis are down to 50%. You're telling me this market's not about to give back another 10%? It's impossible. You've lost the leaders. So now it's like you've lost the semis, you've lost photonics, you've lost AI. What's holding this market up right now? Air. Smoke and mirrors is holding it up right now. And if Netflix disappoints and Tesla disappoints, we'll be at 685 on Monday or whenever those two come out. Meta doesn't hold this momentum, we're done. Apple says something negative about having the chips cost too much. They're going to, well, then again, if they raise prices, I guess that's good for the stock because we're all addicted to their product and we're going to buy it no matter what. I mean, seriously, we're going to be walking around with $2,000 devices, right? Think about where we're at in life. Your 12-year-old kid's walking around with a $2,000 product. It's irresponsible. We're irresponsible parents. There should be a law. Your kid can't have a kid. Your kid can't have a phone until he's 18. But you're telling me Snail Dick's going to, sell off 1,000 points, and this market's not going to give back another 10% on the Qs? It's 1,000 points. It just sold off. It's 1,000 points. What's 1,000 points between friends? What's 1,000 points? 1,000 points, people. You telling me the Qs aren't pulling back another 20 from here? 30? Come on. And then after the sell-off happens, and then the real dumb shorts start to show up, right? And they get aggressively short, and that's when they get cerebrosed. Because they all got aggressively short at 160, and they all got smoked. That's what's going to happen again. By the way, SpaceX 35 cents away from the call that we made about 2 weeks ago, the 135. And by the way, they're going to get set up. The shorts are going to get annihilated in SpaceX. You know it. I know it. It's just a matter of time because they're going to get aggressive. Look, I don't believe it's going to hold 135 either. I do think it's going to go to 120 if it breaks 135. But there's going to be a moment where they get overzealous, overconfident. Maybe that's around that 120 area, and it's going to faux show, and it's going to beat them to death. Anybody think SpaceX is going to zero? Come on. But it could go 120 easy. And if 120 doesn't hold, then you might be flirting with that $100 bill there. It's just a stock. But there's going to be a point where they oversell it, the shorts get trapped, and it's going to rip their dumb heads off. Could be at $80. I'm more looking forward to that trade because the easy money on the short obviously was made here. It's already done. They're going to get trapped. Just like those Skynet people got trapped, right? Everybody got overzealous that first day and rallied 30 points in their face. It's nasty. What ones are we looking at? HYN. By the way, if you guys don't know, HYNX is the way I've been. I like this for the long trade on Hynex now, because that's what I've been calling it the whole time. Hynex, Skynet, Skynex, Hynex, whatever it is. The Q's setting up for a long, of course, right? There's your little faux show action. You just tested it. Again, it's coming for me when I cover. Well, my cover first, I got 50 shares at 1760, 75, and then 1770, 55. Meanwhile, right, Apple's been holding this market together, man. Right, that's another reason that this market can't go down. There's always something holding it together. And then if not one particular stock, the government comes along and says, oh, we can't let the market go down. Let's start buying everything in sight. And that's why, Jimmy, if you're out there, that's why I say the market never goes down. Jimmy's out there still fuming. By the way, let's all say hi to Jimmy. I'm sure he still watches these videos. Hang on a second. Can somebody give me the link to the YouTube video that I'm doing right now? I know. Let's wait. I think I'm doing two things right now, right? I should be on the Hit the Bid channel and the Stock Market Media channel. If I'm not, I don't even check. Yeah, I'm assuming it's on. All right. So now, is the Stock Market Media channel and my channel, have they been merged together? Is that what's happening here? Let me see. Stock Market TV. All right, so we got, what do we got? 7 people, 1 person. It's just Matt watches me on YouTube now. What's up, Matt? Matt, you still got that open trade? It's pretty awesome to trade at 450. All right, so if everybody has a second here, go here. Right, hang on a second. Let me know what happens when you click this link. Go say hi to Jimmy. Here, go to that, hit that link, go there, and say hi to Jimmy. And just start clicking stuff. All right. So anyway, I'm 6 cents away, 8 cents away. My stop on the first lot is 716.38. Right now, obviously, I'm not covering going long. And there went one stop. Done. So now I'm letting it breathe. I got 50 shares short. 1755 is my next stop. If I have to get out, see the bottom of that candle right there? That's me. Jimmy. I got jimmied on this Rambus trade. I told myself to sell and I didn't listen to myself at 150. By the way, speaking of Rambus and the semis, we're going to be doing the podcast. I'm recording Thursday evening, and we might do it live. So if you guys have questions, we're going to have Joe the analyst on talking about the photonics and the semis, especially after the crash. Talk about the stocks that they still like. They like AAOI and AHR, but obviously AHR. It's good that it reported and got a monster move. I love it, the fact that you were able to make money on the sell-off too. If this thing gives back the whole gap in the next day or so, this sector's in more trouble than you think. But I mean, you realize it's down 50%, which is awesome. It's about freaking time. I mean, this was an index going from $40 to 300. It's absurd. It's absurd that even happened. And now it's back to where it should be. Now we'll see. Consolidation breaks down. We're in a bear market. Consolidation usually will lead to a breakout. And still bull market. And if you just started singing Led Zeppelin, so did I. Consolidation breakdown. Why won't I go long? Do you know me? I want to crush everybody. That's why. My dad's long the queues. I just feel like I'm hedging him. It's all right. I'm long somewhere. Plus, I got my mother-in-law's portfolio. She's got all tech stocks, too. I inherited her stuff. I don't even look at it. Speaking of that, anybody ever buy New Jersey Resources? Shamo? Huh? Who's got some New Jersey Resources? Come on, people. The only stock I own that goes up. And it pays a dividend. It's the Warren Buffett stock. I pay New Jersey Resources from 3 different properties. I might as well own stock in the company I pay every month, right? Pretty awesome. Capital gain, and you're getting a monster dividend. It's pretty awesome. Speaking of stocks that I used to own, remember ADPT? It was a DAPTech back in the day. This is a drug company that I know a billionaire. This is the one stock he owns. And it really hasn't been any good. It went from $50 to $5. And has been one of the best Andy Dufresne's that I have found when it broke back over 250 for a 10 bagger now. This is actually coming out of the original down move from 2022. Whatever's going on with ADPT, this is legit. You've got Andy Dufresne, Kardashian bottom break, range breaks, multi-year lifetime VWAP holding. And now you're about to break back above where it broke down from way back in 2022. Keep your eye on this. Something's going on. And also, what is going on? Biotechs, for the first time in what seems like a decade, are making a move. Why? Because that's how the market works. Tech's a little weak. AI is coming out. Photonics is taking a break. Money comes out of there, goes to whatever's hot. Forgot about this for a while, man. This was one of my favorite Andy Dufresne's because it did it so classically by breaking 250 that day and then came back. We bought it at 250 with 12-cent risk, and we banged this bad boy up in the 7s and 8s. Speaking of biotech, there it is. This is what everyone's been talking about. Look at it, right on schedule. By the way, if you like biotechs, we used to trade biotechs all the time. Right here, IBB, interesting. You want to watch that one. The XBI, right? You got BIB. But everyone's been talking about the Biogen coming back. Let's see where it's coming back from. Whoa. Back above that yearly, that's 20-year VWAP. Huh? Let's see what it's looking like on a yearly. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. It's been a nice. What are you talking about? Just coming back. This thing's on a run. What are you talking about? It's on a 1 year monster run. Wow. Hey, so if you guys could do me a favor, get on to the YouTube video just for a second. You don't have to stay there, but here, click that link. Go there. Hit the like button. And then say hi to Jimmy. I don't fault Jimmy. Look, my dad treats me the same way. I gave him 2 bad trades, I think, in 2002. That's all he talks about. One trade was, I think, 1998. He's still pissed. So I get it. But to my dad and to Jimmy, I've done some other trades, Dad, since that debacle in First Solar. I've had a couple of winners. I got crushed. I don't think my dad's ever lost 20 grand in like a 5-day period. I got him short First Solar. 2 days later, they had some amazing news. We got fucking annihilated. Oh, man. And that's why First Solar would be called fucking shorts left and right. And you know what? If I wouldn't have covered that day way back in 20 years ago, I'd be down $30 million now. So I guess it was a good trade, right? It's like 20 years ago. Felt right at the time. Getting short again. Yeah, there it is. Boom. I got fucking killed. It's 09. Jeez. It's a long time ago. I remember that day I was calling solid from my doctor's office, helping me get out of this trade. I got gapped up on. Oh, man. That sucked. By the way, you remember all the losing trades? I remember every debacle that I went through more than the ones that I've won. More importantly, are you still short AEHR? Come on! Paying for that Rambus trade. Now, cover 38 more shares, right? We got to the 2-day, right? We just got to the 2. Cover 38 more shares. I don't know how many shares you got left, but don't cover your entire position at one price. You got 83 shares. Cover 27 of them, right? Because we're expecting more. So now we got to the 2. We're looking for the 3. 3. And then hopefully we break down some more. And by the time it gets to $85, I'll have one share left. But hey, it's working. See, price is the discipline that most traders need in their life. Why am I still short the stock? Because it never broke back above 95.50. That's the only reason. I want out, but it's keeping me in. I want out. It keeps bringing me back in. So to my YouTubers or my TikTokers that have become YouTubers or vice versa, right? Like I say, I don't mind instant skepticism and even hate. I don't like anybody on the internet talking about the market because I don't trust them. Just give me a couple of days. Give me 1 day to earn your trust, right? And then give my pal solid 1 day, and you will know that if you want to try to make it as a day trader or any type of trader going forward, this is the place to be. So, again, to reiterate one more thousandth time, it ain't about win rates, track records, right? Because let's say you went 0 for 5 to start your day, but this is your one winner on AEHR short. You're 1 for 5, but you're having a pretty sweet day. Took some little losses doing some other bullshit this morning, but you're in this trade, milking it best you can. This one trade makes up for 5 or 6 losses, maybe even 10 losses. Now the question is, where's my nephew? My word. Where are you? By the way, what is today? Today's Wednesday, right? Oh, right. We got 2 more days. Hey, listen, this shit's happening right now, man. This thing breaks 90. We should get 87.50. And then you got to start thinking it's going to give back 18 more points. So now, if you haven't bought options on this thing yet, it's not too crazy to start thinking maybe $90 puts on it. This thing could give back the whole day. That's how it happens. The smart money's already out. The VWAP traders, they know what's up. They've cashed out of their longs. Now the question is, are you brave enough to get short after, missing 12 points? Because even though you missed 12 points, there's no reason not to think we're about to go down 18 more points and maybe then some. It's only a stock. And everybody who didn't sell it, they're thinking about selling it now. The longs are still, oh man, I should have sold it here. So what is an AEHR Friday $90 put for $5? Yeah, that's a lot. But I could buy a 90 for 5 and was I about to do a put spread? It actually doesn't, it's not such a terrible looking trade. $5 for the 90s, $1.30 for the 80 for 2 days. All you need to do is stock go on the 85. Not a crazy idea. No, it's not a crazy idea. Is let's say if you have been short this whole time and now you've got money to play with from this trade, you can cash out of the short, put the put spread on, and hold it for the next 48 hours and see if you get paid some more with very, 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 very limited risk. Why not just the 75s? Because you're a loser. That's why. But that's a great question. Why not the 75s? Because what if the stock only goes down 5 points? The 75s are lotto play. Think about, you need a 20-point move, right? In theory. But what if it only goes down 5 more points, right? If it goes down 5 and you got a 90, 80 put spread, you're still making, probably 100% on your money, where the 75s expire worthless. Now, I'm not saying 75s for 50 cents ain't a decent shot. This stock rolls over here, drops 18 points. Those 75s are going to be worth $5. You're going to have a 10-bagger. But that's a lotto play right now. And I don't hate it. I don't. 75s for 50 cents? Do it. Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm doing it. Let's throw $100 on it. See if it works, right? That's what lotto plays are all about. I got $100, right? 2 contracts. Let's go. Let's get on the bid. You and me, baby. Change the world. AEHR, $75 puts. Let's see if anybody wants to sell them to us at 50 cents. AEHR. 75s. I will try to get them. Let's try to get them at 40 cents. Why not? 2 contracts. AEHR. AEHR. We'll throw $80 on it. And you owe me a cup of coffee if this doesn't work. Stop getting in my way. Don't jump in front of me, you bastards. What are you doing? You just jumped in. All right. I see what you're doing there. All right. Screw you guys. Jumping in front of my order. All right. I wish you luck. But you understand, that's a great question. But let's say the stock, just drops 5 more points and then sits around for 2 more days. The 75s stink. I mean, it is Wednesday. You do got 2 more days. This thing breaks through multi-day. You really do have a chance of it giving up 18 more points, because that'll be a full-blown reversal. It's just a stock. Just because it was up 20 before doesn't mean it can't end up down 20. We've seen it a million times. Plus, it's about to break a big, fat, massive number like 90. That ain't good. Plus, the sector's getting sold off, so that's another thing. By the way, the Qs would be down about 12 points right now if it wasn't for Apple and Meta and Microsoft and Google. This market wants to go down so badly, but you got the 4 monsters are holding the whole thing together. We're still down 5 with Apple. PayPal's up 8, Apple's up 11, Amazon's up 7, Meta's up 19, Microsoft's up 12, and Google's up 12, and the Qs are down 5. What is that telling you? We're on the precipice of a crash. If it wasn't for these 4 stocks, the Qs would be down another 12 points right now, and everybody would be hitting the exit button. But they just don't let it. They don't let it go down anymore. We're so freaking there. But how are we going down when you got Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Google doing this? And we're still down 5. We're so damn close. We're so damn close to that 685. I could taste it. I could smell it. And then the question is, what happens if we don't break 685? What happens when we do break 685, I should say? What happens when we do break 685? Well, I'll show you. By the way, there's an important level too. I keep forgetting to mention that. This 3-month VWAP's right there. There's the last pivot. Right? But here's the 6-month VWAP. Aha! That's what happens if we break 685. We drop another 40 points.
And I'm hoping it happens.
That's a deep cut right there. You might have missed that one. That's a movie quote. It's from the Investor Center. You sell 10,000 shares of this stock, I will personally give you a blowjob right now.
And I hope it happens.
It's Jeff Weiss calling, everybody. Oh, he's gone. Where'd he go? Hey, if I don't schmooze tomorrow and do my podcast, maybe we hit the comedy clubs tomorrow. You free? When all hell's breaking loose. Seriously, I mean, this is a very bizarre day. It really is. It seems like everything's down except those those big stocks. And that's keeping the whole market together. So what's going to happen when they give it up? What song is that? No, that's a disco song. What song is that? Oh, that's what? I used to go out to party. Hey, what song is that? If I don't get down, it was too nervous. Got to give it up. Is it? Got to give it up? Is that Marvin Gaye? I used to go out to parties. Yes. Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. Here comes a sell-off. This one's going out to the Qs, giving it up for another 30 points this afternoon, baby. I'll be right back. Hey, speaking of something completely different, any pharmacists in here or anybody? So I got this prednisone, right, for my neck. It says take 3 tablets by mouth every day for 3 days. Is that hello?
Hey, Kenny, it's Mike over at Premiere. How are you?
Okay. What's up?
Good. Same old, same old. We want to keep you in mind. We have some stuff that you definitely make some money on. Want to see if you take advantage of this promotion we got running. You familiar with the John F. Kennedy half dollars?
Yeah. What year are you talking
Good.
about?
These are 1964. One of our clients had to sell off his collection, so we took these pieces in. They're Gem BU condition. These are the coins that are right now at Littleton and Government, well over 55, and we're getting them out at $30 a coin. That's it.
Right. I can't talk right now, but call me back today after like 5 o'clock.
That's five. All right. I have Philly and Denver Mint also. Denver, you get a better premium.
Also, send me a picture to my email, kennyglick@aol.com.
Let me write it down. Hold on.
Yep.
I got this. Get this first and last name. I have it in front of me. All right. And Gmail.
AOL. I'm old.
AOL.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right.
Thanks, man.
All right. You got it. Bye.
All right. See you. Uh-oh. Trying to sell me shit. CBIJQs. Okay. So prednisone, I got this drug, right? Now, this is where I'm dumb, right? I don't know how to interpret this. Take 3 tablets by mouth every day for 3 days. Is that 3 at a time? Or do I supposed to divide that by the amount of time that I'm awake by 3? Is it all at once? Because that's what I've read. It's supposed to be all at once. It's a lot. No? I gotta go eat some food then. This is 3 at once, huh? All right. Well, I just phoned a friend. Yeah, everyone's saying the same thing. I was just gonna call the doctor, but yeah, 3 at once. So you're saying every 8 hours. Wait, 1 every 8 hours? What is it? See, I don't know. I definitely want to OD on no prednisone. Freaking steroids. My eyeballs are popping out of my head. So you think it's 1 every 8 hours? Yeah. I mean, I would be assuming that 3 at once is just a lot of drugs. All right. Maybe I should just call the doctor. I got this thing. By the way, if you haven't heard, if you had what is it called? If you had the over on cervical disc disease at level 2, C5 through 6, and C6 to 7, you win. So, doctor told me looks like I got into an accident. My neck looks so fucked up. I think it's because I'm staring up to the right for the last. How long I've been working at home since 2012? What year is this? Holy crap! I've been sitting here a long time. Yeah, if it's set right, wouldn't it say once every 8 hours? It would be more. And again, usually I get the brochure with the drug. They just handed me the pills and told me to get out of here. All right, I guess I'll call. But guys, now you see why I'm not buying the Qs, right? Only 20. What do we got? 15 plus 5, and the carry the 1. 28 points to go. Let's go. Let's go, Mets. speaking of that, I am starving and I need to call the doctor. So I'm going to wrap this up. You guys, hopefully you guys are still short the cues. That's all I got left. I got nothing else to show for it. I haven't even traded Skynet or Cerebras or SpaceX today. Bought a little Morgan Stanley, and we'll talk about working for me maybe later tonight or tomorrow. All right, be careful out there, folks. Remember, the short probably won't go to 685 today, but it would be awesome if it does. So again, it's actually the same. Yeah. So now look how nice. The 2-day VWAP. Let's get rid of all these lines. Hopefully, you guys are still short a little bit. And if you guys are short in SpaceX, I mean, well done. I mean, here's the 135. I definitely would cover some here, but there is no reason to think this thing's not dropping another 15 points from here. But then there's the 135, right? Look at it. It's almost halted at 135. Look at it. 30 billion shares. 30 billion shares at 135. Oh, shit. Did you just see what you just saw? There was a bid of 30 million shares and they just hit the bid. Woo! I fucking love this shit. Did you see that bid? Now you see what I'm trying to tell you, people? Big bidders are sellers. Oh my God. This market's going to zero. Kill it. Oh my God. Remember, when the guy that says the market's never going down is telling you it's definitely going down, listen to him, Jimmy. Jimmy. Now you know why I'm not going long, right? We haven't even stopped going down yet. Give me a break. Give me a chance. I want my 685, and I will get my scalps. AEHR, 17 more to go. Qs. Stop saying cover it. Get out of here, you. Put a 6 in front of that. 611.93. You start covering. The only thing ruining it, every time I look at my account, I see that Rambus trade under $100. Holy freaking shit. What a piece of turd. All right, I'm going to go. And if you just shorted SpaceX at 135, if I could kiss you through the internet, I would. Did you just see what you just saw? There was a bid there for about 1 billion shares, and they smashed it. What a setup. Oh, the exit buttons. They're going to start running. They're going to be crowding. They're going to be pushing their way through the exit button. They're not going to be able to get out. Then everybody's going, sell, sell. Oh, why did I sell it at 120? Oh, it's the same story all over again. Why didn't I sell? Oh, now I have to sell. And that's when it bounces. Oh, baby. The hardest 5 points I've ever made in this business just now on this Q short. And now you lower your stop because you're not psychotic, right? So now that it broke to 712. All right, ready? Pop quiz. What movie was that? Spencer's Speed. Pop quiz. Rookie or whatever he says. Pop quiz. Now that we broke 750, 717.50 and 17.50, and it went to 712.50, where is your most logical stop on whatever you got left on the Qs? It rhymes with 713.50 and 17.50. Were those the answers you were about to say? Right. So there's that price right there. That's the 1713.58. That's your first close stop because, you know, you want to get out. But then you don't want to get out of the entire thing. So that's this last price right there. Look how nice, 1715. So now you got two more stops. No matter what you got left, you tighten it up by putting one here. If they get you, good. But you still got some at 715. All right. And if you guys are still short AEHR, big fans of yours. And if you shorted SpaceX at 135, you see how these trades keep finding us? There's zero fear of missing out. You see how every day is an extravaganza of awesome opportunity. I bet you thought you weren't going to be short in AEHR today, right? Or maybe you said, of course we're short in AEHR. Gapped up tech stock in a market that's been going down lately? Hell yeah. Now we got to the 3-day VWAP, right? Now what? Now we're looking for 4. Now you stops the breakdown price. Let's go 91.50 right there. It told you where your stop is now. There. How's that for the easiest 2.5 points you'll ever make in the history of trading? 135 got you 132.50 on SpaceX. That's the easiest 250 you'll ever make in the
History of trading. Right there. Did you take it? Were you man enough to take it?
Seriously, that was the easiest 2.5 points you're ever going to make in the history of trading. All-time low break, algorithmic, fat finger low break with a bid of 1 billion shares. 135 gets you 132.50. You're never, ever going to make an easier 250 in your entire life. In your life. Bang. There it was. I'm glad we were all there to share that moment together. You saw that bid, right? You saw that bid and you saw them hit that bid. I fucking love this shit. Thank God we got that part recorded right there, YouTube. I was thinking about buying it at 135. The guy on the internet said it can't break 135. And by the way, what you want to do now, start putting dollar bills in a bucket somewhere. You know, when you're saving up for something, start putting a couple of $100 away every day for when this stock hits $80 and they faux show bro it at around 72.50 and then we buy it at 80 for the inevitable rip right back to 160, possibly 200. But you got to factor in that the stock's going to 120 easy now. Easy. But they're going to overstay their welcome. The moronic shorts are going to start hammering it at $80, and then we're going to take their money. That's what this whole market's about. Hook the longs, hook the shorts, crush them all. I'm so happy that happened while we had SpaceX on the board there with that monster bid. And by the way, if you're still short AEHR, right, we've done very well now, even getting in so late, which seemed late at the time. Not a bad trade, right? Still in it because it's not letting us out. But now you tighten up the stop right there, 91.58. Because you got to start thinking this thing's going down another 15 points from here. At least 15, right? You break 5 days worth of VWAP. Does anything ever good happen when you break a 5-day VWAP? No. And everybody who hasn't sold is going to start running for the exits. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I knew I should have sold here. Keep bitching about it all the way to $70. Right? Did you buy those puts? Huh? Did you get them at 50 cents? Where are they now? Huh? Tough guy. More importantly, did anybody buy the 90s for 5 or 4? Where are they? Wait a minute. What were we talking about before? 90, 80 put spread, right? Yeah. The 75s, right? Yeah, 75. Now you can sell them at 70 right now. Good job. But this whole market starts collapsing, right? You know it's taking AHR down with it. Usually you don't short the strong one, but it's no longer strong. Even though it's up 22%, this is not a strong stock. It's in a massive downtrend. The market's giving it up. Hopefully this gives up the next 16 points. And all that for 3 more points of risk right here. All right? You see what I'm saying, right? You have no reason to still not be short. You think it's going down 16 more points? I do too. I'm willing to risk, what, $300 to find out. If I get stopped out at 91.50, so be it. I don't care. I made some money on the trade already. 91.58 actually, or 0. What? Berto, did you just show up? I just almost had a stroke shorting SpaceX at 135. Did you just get here? Where you been? We just had a bid of 30 billion get slammed. Are you kidding? Of course you're shorting at 135. I was just saying it was the easiest 2.5 points you're ever going to make in the history of trading. And I'm not even joking. That was the easiest 2.5 points you're ever going to make in the history of trading. Breaking the Fat Finger Freddy trade of 135. There was a bid there for 30 billion shares, and they hit the bid to 32.50. Sick. But now, if it doesn't get back over, not just 135, it's got to get over VWAP to try to get anything going on the upside. But it's not going to. It's just in my opinion, right? The easy money has been made on the SQQ short with just that capitulation. For all we know is that could be it. I don't think so. I think it's going to 120. But we knew it was going to 135. And that bid showing up at 135 was hilarious. Because what that scam is they put this huge size on the bid. For all those guys out there, they're like, all right, at 135, this thing's definitely going to make a stand. Oh my God, look at that bid. I know that's the spoof. They do that on purpose to anticipate, to try to sucker people in to buying it at 135. And it smashes right through the big. Big bid with momentum is bad. So when you have momentum to the downside and they put that big bidder there, that doesn't work anymore. The last time that worked was when Sir Larry put a bid in at 19 for Blue Star Airlines. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's how the market used to work. Stock's crashing. A massive buyer comes along and says, I'm bidding here 500,000 shares at 15. The specialists put that on the bid. And other players say, holy shit, somebody's bidding 500K for 15? I'm going to start buying this thing right here. Now it's a spoof. There's a seller out there for 20 million shares. So they put the 20 million shares on the bid to pretend, and then woof, they pull the bid. And you get that whoosh down. And that's why that 135 definitely was a short. And look, this could be the faux show bro from hell. Maybe that's the play. Just like Cerberus breaks that major price and then comes back. But I'm not buying above 135. But if it faux shows, breaks 135 and the VWAP, I'm buying. But right now it's AEHR short is all I care about. I want the next 15 points. $87.50 breaks. We're going 85. 85 breaks. Anybody who hasn't sold it yet, they're going to start rethinking their lives and so forth and so on. And we are 10 points away from a freaking epic trade here. If it breaks 5-day VWAP, oh, Billy. Oh, Billy. There's the 10-day right in the middle of the gap. Breaks there, you're done. You're done. You got to start thinking the stock's going to $72. And if you bought the 85s or the 90s, even if you got those 75s at 35 or 40 or even 50 cents now, at least you're making money. But remember, the easy money on the Qs today, it's over. It's not a bad trade right now because it looks like we're about to go down another 2. Because 712.50 generally gets you 710. UVXY is starting to go up. Something is changing. All we need now is Apple to give back some, Meta to give back some, and Microsoft to give back some, and Google to give back some, and the Qs are about to drop another 12 to 15 to 30 points. I'm telling you, folks, that's why I've been hammering you to remind you when the guy that says the market never goes down is telling you it's definitely going down. Don't ignore me. Don't be Jimmy.
Oh, you said it never goes down. I'm just going to keep buying.
Uh-huh. He's just speculating for the bounce because that usually is the case 80% of the time. I'm not done with the short yet. So that's why I'm still short. This is not a new trade. This is still on from 17.50. Why do I keep seeing 17.50? 17.50. Say it out loud, right? By the way, VWAP is almost at my price now, so that's nice. And by the way, speaking of 5 days worth of VWAP, the Qs are getting rejected at the 5-day. That's pretty bearish, right? We just broke below where we came from, right? 2-day prior low. That's pretty freaking bearish, right? And I don't know if you guys are catching on to what I'm laying down here. Look at PayPal, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Google. They're not just up a little. They're up huge. These 4 stocks give it up. We're going down to 685 today, people. Today. I'm telling you, this market is one more sucker gap from a massive exodus. And when 685 doesn't hold, we're dropping another 50 from there. Nobody knows more about shorting than I do. Meanwhile, I'm going to get stopped out of this AHR. But you know what? It got to 87.50, right? So let's all kidding aside, right? Look, we're on the precipice of a massive reversal on AHR. Don't lose focus. You still got to stop on it, 91.38. And that's it. So now you could go get some breakfast, call the doctor, walk around the house. You still short the Qs. You stop 712.50 and 7.50. Yeah, I'm not letting it go back to 7.15, obviously, now. But now 712.50 is the stop because that's the algorithmic price. I don't need VWAP now. 7-12-50 breaks, I look for 7-10 on the Qs. But then the only VWAP that's helping me on the Q short, right? I'm below the 5-day. Here's the nasty chart right here. Look at this. This is your 3-month VWAP. Where are we going today? 704.44. Eat it. You break 710. My next target is 704.44. We break 704.44 today or tomorrow, it's 685. If 685, bear market, baby. And then everybody that was debating whether to sell, they'll start selling then. And then the whole thing happens again. The shorts get trapped. The market starts to rally. They start to rip. Next thing you know, they don't want to cover because they just got short because they're stupid. And round and round and round and round and round we go. And it's going to be awesome. What a great year. May we never rally for more than 3 months ever again, right? Phenomenal 3 months. These are my best 3 months ever. When we start going sideways and I could be short and long, short and long, short and long, sometimes the same stock in the same day. This is the Shangri-La of trading, my friends. Hope you're having a good day. I'll see you guys in about an hour or so. If you haven't joined us, join us. We know more about this than anybody on earth. And you will understand my hashtag, liquid and loving it. Because now I'm down. Let's see how much I'm down on Rambus now. $23,352. Fantastic. What a great trade, right? Owning stocks. My 3 stocks, I'm down 50% on all 3 of them now. Let's give it up for owning stocks. Wow. What would I do without it? Wow. Amazing. Nokia, Lightpath, and Rambus. What a banger of a portfolio I got. I mean, I'm saying that now. Hopefully 3 years from now, I'm rewarded, or 5 years, or 8 years. Because I'm going down with the ship, baby! Right? Every bag holder's mantra. Never selling. Diamond hands, baby. Diamond hands. Woo! See ya. And if we're lucky enough, our friend here will come in and the market will start rallying as soon as I start eating breakfast. All right, everybody? Little AEHR short, little QQQ short, ready to cover, but still got them both. Milking them as best I can for the inevitable
crash that's coming. See ya.